That's
does.
it. And I think we touched on this not too long ago, where there's like a few coaches that kind of earn that right to decide.
I think Tomlin, the Steelers, is one of them.
I don't think
Belichick.
So.
I think Andy Reid's one.
I think Tomlin could be there inside the organization, but I think he could also not be there because it's like it helps Tomlin that he's playing for the Steelers.
Steelers are one of the best organizations for, like, they're one of the best employers.
They just ain't gonna fire you. They just won't. And like it helps that Tomlin has all these winning records, and it helps that Tomlin is a good coach. But if Tomlin was playing for the Broncos, I wouldn't have the same job security for him, even with the resume that he has. But Bill Belichick is arguably the greatest coach to ever grace the fucking field. And he's got the
2.5, 3 seasons, he's going to be the all-time wins leader too.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like he's earned that right. You aren't dominant for 20 years, get 6 rings for your organization, and then they push you out. It just won't happen. Look at Chuck Noll. It was a similar situation to Chuck Noll back in the 80s. Chuck Noll obviously became the head coach of the Steelers in '69, coached them all the way up to '86, I believe. And throughout that time, he got to decide when he got to leave. That's because he got 4 Super Bowl rings in a decade. When you do that, you get that. No other coach has done that.
I was saying,
a select few.
I was gonna say if Belichick gets to coach for another 3 to 5 years, like at the end of the day, he's verbatim the best coach ever, and I don't think it's arguable. Just whether we think his success is because of Brady or not, just because 9 championship appearances, 6 Super Bowls, that's first all time in both those categories. He'd be the all-time wins leader. He'll be top 5 in win percentage. He has the most playoff appearances, playoff wins, highest playoff winning percentage. Like everything, like pretty much every statistical stat you can throw at a coach, he's number 1 or top 3. Like, so.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely earned the right to be the highest paid coach because he gets like $20 million a year, right? In all of sports, he's the highest paid coach. But I think he has earned the right to retire whenever he wants as a coach. But I think at a GM level, depending on how the rest of the season plays out, there needs to be a change. And the Patriots won't do it during the season, most likely. But if they finish with like under 500, especially, or 5 to 6 wins, there needs to be real conversation about a change at GM. Because he's a very good scout, but at drafting, he really lacks.
Yeah. It feels like he drafts like that kid that is like, oh shit, this 3rd round talent that I'm really high on, I'll take him in the 1st round. That's how the Patriots drafts feel, is like, yeah, he has that 1st round potential, but he'll be available in the 3rd. Obviously not Christian Gonzalez. I'm not referencing Christian Gonzalez, but we were talking about him earlier. N'Keal Harry, he's definitely one of them. Dominic Easley, he was a late 2nd round prospect. Malcolm Brown, like he was projected to go pretty far in the 2nd, early 3rd. Isaiah Wynn wasn't even on my fucking draft board in 2018. Let alone in the 1st round. Like, I think he was like a 4th round prospect overall on the big board.
But they've had really good draft picks too as well. Like Kyle Duggar, Christian Gonzalez, Dante Hightower, right? He drafts well for the defensive side of the ball, but when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, it feels like he doesn't know shit.